race to the track. Don't let them smoke in my way. That's what it takes to make a race driver stay.
I think it's already off the road.
That's all right.
Off track.
Just let me be your driver.
Off the chain.
Stay on the gas.
Hello, everyone out there in post-Kansas race land. This is Hoppy Mellow, host of the Off the Chain podcast here, where we talk all things NASCAR from the prior race, and we have plenty to talk about tonight. That's why I need the help of my two partners in crime, my chain gang. Checky Swags, you finished dangling your dongle. We're all connected and AV'd, ready to go. How you doing this evening?
We are. I am definitely excited. I'm going to ask you guys some very tough questions. I'm going to need you to fill me in on some things because we've got some explaining to do here.
Oh, a lot of people got some explaining to do tonight. People like Willie T-Bone Hadley.
All right. I'm hoping I do better than Truex to the podcast.
Hey, don't blow a right rear on us, Willie. We got, but
he
hey,
goes for the jugular right off the bat. He doesn't mess around. He doesn't take anyone's feelings into consideration. Hoppy, what's up with that?
Well, I'll tell you what's up is Tyler Reddick and his green white checker restart moves, because Reddick had a great car, but wasn't like leading lots of laps and everything, with Hamlin dominating the race. And wow, it was pretty amazing to watch Reddick slice to the bottom on that wide restart, taking the white flag. That was epic. I don't think people were. I don't know. I couldn't get a sense of people were as excited about that as I think they should have been. That's what you sign up for, is a move like that to work and to win the race. And I thought that was awesome. It really saved the race from being pretty mediocre in my view, even though he had some cautions for things. But I thought that was awesome for Reddick. Willie, were you not entertained?
I was entertained. I stayed awake this time.
The whole time? You got all the laps in? Your Waco-meter was pegged?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, the green white checker was good. It was drama. I'm glad that Green Eggs didn't win again, so that was good.
Yeah, I mean, pretty disappointing way to lose, but I mean, you got to feel like, Hamlin was not about to let Reddick win, but the way it worked out was actually perfect for Reddick to win that way. So I thought that was really cool. And I will say, my dad asked me on Sunday morning who was going to win the race. I said Reddick if he doesn't screw it up. And even 2 days before that, I went ahead and threw $10 on him to win the race outright. So at least finally got a hit on a race winner pick on my sports betting account after missing several. But yeah, I mean, that's 3 out of the last 4 races at this track that this 45 car has won with 3 different drivers. Now, Checky, what is it that Kurt Busch, Bubba Wallace, and Tyler Reddick all have in common with this 45 car that has allowed them to go 3 out of the last 4?
That is a great question. I don't know, but whatever it is, we will thank Kurt for it.
Yeah, something's definitely working with that 45 car at Kansas, boy. That was awesome. And obviously, Reddick was a wheelman. Checky, what did you think of that dive bomb move to the inside to take the lead with the fresh tires?
Yeah, I mean, he really needed to redeem himself in a way that was the opposite of some other things. Like you said, if he doesn't screw it up, right? Because some guys have had some problems closing races, and he's one of them, or just doing, like last week was a total bonehead move. So it was certainly somewhat redeeming to see him come flying out of there. I don't exactly know. I really should go back and watch it again to see what all was going on with Hamlin, because I know with the money stop, right, the way they came off pit road, there were 3 guys with 2 tires, and Hamlin was the first with 4. And then I think it was Hamlin, Larson, Reddick, Elliott, BK, and they went green with 2 to go. So there was, with the starts and restarts there, how they fan out, I think it's fair to expect something there, but obviously Reddick made it stick, which was awesome. And kudos to him. Obviously, that was a huge let off, especially after the disappointment from last week, to bounce back and get that clinch to move forward. I mean, obviously, it's pivotal to have the clinch. It takes the load off, but like, man, just what a boost for that team. That's really what they needed.
Yeah, that was. I mean, these playoffs have started off with the two drivers that I thought were at risk of even going out in the first round, but I thought definitely by the second round, both Larson and Reddick would be out. And it'll be interesting to see if either of them fail in the second round now after coming out of the gate strong. And it looks like they're hot at the right time, but we shall see. And Hamlin, too, for that matter. And yes, Willie already mentioned it. My worst nightmare come true, which is exactly the first thing I thought as soon as he had a bad race, Martin Truex Jr., as soon as he had a bad race at Darlington, where he salvaged an 18th but didn't score any stage points. I was like, oh yeah, he's good. He's going to Kansas, and all I could think was, it's Kansas. Like, what happens when just some Kansas happens? And sure enough, flat tire. Just unbelievable, totally unbelievable. So now he's 7 points back in these standings behind Kevin Harvick. So I'm going to tell you what needs to happen right now. Is that either, I don't care who, but one of Joey Logano, Bell, or Chastain needs to get the hell out of the way because Truex is coming through. And Harvick needs to make it too. So that, I mean, Logano pulled a second, third place, or third or fourth place finish straight out of his ass.
I think fifth, but yeah, he's been
Fifth?
like nowhere.
Yeah, he was battling for the lead for a moment, I guess is what it was, or second, and then fell back a spot or two more. But
He took 2 tires at the end, right?
yeah, 2 tires.
He did. Yeah, he was a 2-tire guy.
Yeah, 2 tires right at the end.
Right? So was Kyle Busch, and he came home with 7th, which is obviously not like gangbusters, but it's good, right? Good enough. If you're having like not an amazing day, it's going to give you some points. Bell finished up there. BK, like there was a lot of playoff guys for as much travesty and drama as some of the playoff guys have had. Like Busher, sure we'll talk about that with the tire at the end. Like there's a lot of drama. This was really big for a lot of playoff guys too, to kind of sneak in and gain some points with some others having some woes.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we got some feedback in there. Do y'all hear that?
I do.
I think it's on.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it's Checky's mic.
Why do you think it's me?
It was so good last week. I even complimented you in our group chat.
You did.
And you did this week. This week,
That's
pretty good.
You sound weird to me, Willie. Hoppy sounds fine.
Yeah, I think there's something going on. It's like picking up something else, Checky. You might want to try like going out and coming back in or something.
Y'all are killing me today. Fine.
I think maybe because you live in bumfuck.
It can always be that, can it?
There's no fast internets.
So now, seriously though, I mean, Truex is not. He does not have a great record at Bristol, so he basically needs to show up there, qualify top 5, and earn stage points. Like that's got to happen minimum, and then have somebody else get bit by Bristol. Checky, are you back?
Well, I am, but I'm afraid to say anything.
It sounds
sounds
better right now.
Okay. I will be statuesque minus moving my mouth to yeah.
So the question is, can Truex show up at Bristol and put together, good qualifying stage points and survive this round? Can he do it, Checky?
Well, I say yes, he can. But obviously, like you were just referring to, he's going to need a little bit of help. In Bristol, Bristol's a place where easily MTJ could get a lot of help. He just needs to make sure that he's not part of the chaos that happens Saturday night.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, it's stressful, man. But then as good as it looked like Bubba Wallace was running at Kansas, he ends up 19 points out of the cutoff, and Stenhouse 22 points out. So, I mean, I suppose if Bubba gets there, qualifies good, and gets stage points in 1 and 2, he could race his way in. But I think we can say that for Wallace, Stenhouse, and McDowell, they're probably done for. I just really hope Truex doesn't make it at Kevin Harvick's expense. I just really hope, Logano or Bell or Chastain say goodbye. But that's how the playoffs work, right? It's going to be less and less at some point.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that just hung around in this round. Like, Ryan Blaney has just been kind of hanging around. Ross Chastain, for that matter, just kind of hanging around in this round. And it's going to get turned up come next round when we're going from 12 to 8. That's where it starts getting real serious. So
I keep hearing Ryan Blaney's name, and it's not in a favorable way.
Yeah.
I keep hearing such negative things about he's got such a temper, not thinking, just not being smart about things. Like, these guys, obviously they're not all going to be best friends, but you just can't keep running over people, running into them, being in dramatic situations and coming out smelling like roses. This shit's it's not gonna go well for him.
Yeah.
And I like him. I like him a lot, but it's been rough. I feel like he's been kind of bouncing off a lot of people and things.
No, he has been. And Brad Keselowski's just been kind of, running solid, minding his business, surviving advance in the first round. But I don't think
stage win.
I tell you, Christopher Bell's team had another 2 mistakes on pit road. I was thinking during this race, watching Bell's team just continue to screw up after he got this team transferred to him for the start of the playoffs from Ty Gibbs' car, I believe it was.
Right.
And ever since they've got there, they've screwed up in these 2 races after they are supposedly the best pit crew all year. So I think, I think we often forget, and this is what I was thinking about this, was people think that yes, they measure these crews, these pit crews, and all their numbers and stats and timings and all that, but they're still human beings, and it's still going to mess with people's psychology, or can mess with people's psychology, when you just take them off the car they're on all year and say, okay, you're on this one now. Everybody knows it can happen, so it's not like it's some big surprise, but I just think it's a hard thing to do and expect those guys to all perform the same way after a change like that. So I think if, I don't know. There's just not a real good way to go about it. But at this point, they're probably wishing they had left it alone.
Yeah. Is it even worth going back? Not that they would, but
I think now it's just,
why the hell not?
They should get now. They done screwed up.
You think? Two strikes and you're out?
Yeah, it's like
You
when you
can't
put
really. I mean,
and he throws 2 picks. He get back to the original quarterback.
I mean, they should be warming up, right? You got to yank that pitcher out. He's only had 2 innings, but he's got to go, right? Because you can't afford to be in that kind of hole in this situation. It's do or die.
Yeah, it's about to get him eliminated. He could definitely fall out. So we'll see. He's only, that's what's really interesting is, while it's just Truex and Bubba out, but Truex for sure is closer to the cut line, you got the next 6 cars in the standings are within 25 points of that cutoff. So, at Bristol, a big chunk of points can evaporate quickly. So, but it goes to show again, though, how important stage points are in the playoffs. Stage points, if you can have a good qualifying program and rack up stage points through the playoffs, it makes a big difference.
Oh,
yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
All right. Well, hell, there's some other playoff guys here we got to check in on here. And One guy who's already won in advance, Larson, and one guy who's not in the freaking playoffs. Oh, he's in the owners' playoffs. Mr. Crybaby Chase Elliott, Mr. Fucking most popular temper tantrum in the sport. Like, the more I watch Chase Elliott, like, the more I start to actively dislike him at this point.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah,
So this is what
something that
I need some
deserves-
explaining. What
You
was
need
that,
some-
Willie? I do. I need you guys to help me out because I need to go back and watch because I wasn't seeing that where Chase. Now I saw this on the Twitter, so I know you must have seen it. I think it was Danielle Trotta, who I know, Willie, you like to look at in her bathing suits and things when she's posting in the summer. She was saying something about she was calling out Chase for being a bad teammate, running into Kyle in pit road and could have cut his tire, and essentially kind of saying what you're saying, Hoppy, not in so many words, of having like kind of a tantrum, poor decision making. You just can't do that to teammates. He hasn't been.
yeah, me and Willie are on the Trotta train on this one.
Yeah, I mean, was it like severe, or was it like incidental, not that it caused damage?
It was right at the end of pit road. Yeah, so Larson made it. So BK made it 4 wide. So Larson was the second car. He moved up into Chase was the third car. So like it was just one of them racing deals. He didn't mean to do it.
Okay, well, so if it's a racing deal, then why are y'all on the same page for like not liking Chase and he's making bad decisions?
No, the retaliation wasn't.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's directed specifically at his teammate in terms of angst, but you have to imagine there's got to be some he was on like top of the mountain. He was loving life. He got a championship. He was killing the road courses. He was just like not unbeatable, but like he was solid everywhere they went, right? And then this year happened and the whole like snowboard, he's out, and then clearly the bad decision gets suspended. That's even worse. And then just having your teammate, although Larson hasn't had the most amazing season, he's clutch and he's been coming through, and clearly he's leading the playoffs and Chase is on the outside looking in. So that has to eat away at you to some extent, right? But hopefully not to the point where you're losing your mind and not making good decisions around your teammates.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm going to say what needs to be said right here. Y'all.
Okay. Say it.
Chase Elliott needs to get his shit straight, and this offseason he needs to hire whoever was the sports psychologist that fixed Kurt Busch and Denny Hamlin, and he needs to pay that person to help his ass because he is having like identity crisis year. He is like wigging out on people, and part of the problem is the bullshit way that the most popular driver handles all his freaking interviews. Like, Mr. Straight Face, he's bottling it all up, Checky. Let's psychoanalyze his ass. Oh, wait, it's not that hard. You can see it. It's written all over him. He's trying to, like, not talk to the media, keep it all in, and then somebody so much as rubs him on pit road, and he's going to drive into him, and it's his teammate. Like, the dude's on edge.
Right. Yeah. I would agree with that. And don't these teams have somebody that they like on the payroll? They must. Like
He's probably not. He probably doesn't want to talk to that person either.
Well, then his dad needs to have a damn talk with him, sit him down and say, "Chase, you got to get your shit straight. Go talk to this seller later, or whatever." Like something needs to happen. They have to be, and he's so talented, and he has such. It's not like he's like, oh, he's on the downswing, his career's over. He's still a young fella. He's won a championship. He's got a long way to go. He's got tremendous competition on his team. But that's not changing. It's Hendrick, right? I mean, that comes with the territory, I would imagine. Like, think about Jeff with Jimmy, and just, it's like constantly there are going to be guys that are kind of like knocking you down, so to speak. So, and coming after you. So you just got to be able to learn to handle that shit. I'm not saying I would be any better at it. I would probably need some help too, because I would want to cry in my pillow. But I would still want to, like, I don't know. You got to do something to kind of work some of that shit out. Same like Bubba does, right? He's one of his own worst enemies. Like going into a race, whether it's a road course or not, saying, "Man, I suck. Man, I suck. I didn't do well at this." Like, what do you think you're gonna do when you tell yourself these things, right? You need to come in with a different mindset and different ways to work off that pressure to be able to like focus and get your shit straight, like you're saying, Hoppy. So, oh, let's sign him up. Let's find somebody who can work with him.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm writing him off for at least the medium term. We'll see. Maybe he can win me back someday.
You like writing people off, though. You do.
No,
you like crossing.
I don't
right
like it.
off.
I don't like when they make me do it, Checky. I don't like. But sometimes people can be redeemed. Like I feel like Hamlin has redeemed himself.
For the most.
Yeah.
He still gets on my nerves sometimes, but his podcast is so awesome. He's like this guy, and I'm like, who is this guy that's talking to us?
Even Kyle Busch has done a little redeeming here and there.
Here and there. Yeah. Right.
All right. Well, let's see. We pretty much hit everybody on the playoff standings, except just to say that in that Kansas race, I was getting pretty excited again when Harvick was flirting with the lead. I was like, could he do it? Could he win Kansas after almost winning Darlington? And I was really liking that, but it didn't. Just the way the race cycled out and what happened with him in a couple occasions, like it just didn't cycle out that way to where Harvick was a threat there when he needed to be in the moment. But he's so close, man. And he has had some good runs at Bristol not too long ago. It's been a good track for him overall. So maybe they can put a Bristol car under him that he can go win with.
Yeah.
I take a Kevin Harvick finish, a Harvick and then Truex 1-2 finish. That'd be just what the doctor ordered.
That would be pretty epic.
He won last year, but somebody got in the way, remember?
What's that?
Didn't he win last year? Somebody got in the way?
Yeah.
I feel like Larson might have had something to do with that. Maybe Chase did as well. But since they're on the outs, maybe things will work out better for Kevin this time.
Yeah, you just don't know. Let's see here. So after this race at Kansas, Willie and I had really the same observation and shock and awe as we watched a 4-time champion of our sport proceed to congratulate drivers of his team wearing a fleece vest. Billy, why the hell is Jeff Gordon walking around in 86-degree weather with a fleece vest on?
Can we get him some Chevy golf shirts? I think that's the problem. He wants to wear the Chevy logo, but he needs some Chevy golf shirts because he's rocking the vest.
No, I think it's this. What do you think it is? I have a theory, Checky. What's yours?
I have a theory. I think so. We all know that Gordon's wife is smoking hot. And Gordon has been rocking some serious dad bod for like a long time. And I feel like he's wearing the vest in the hot weather, and you're saying it's fleece, so like fleece is gonna it's like sauna, like he's gonna lose some weight. It's like a sauna fleece, you know what I mean? It's like he's just gonna lose some extra pounds by wearing that when hot weather, that's all. Gonna sweat it out.
I like that he's hiding the man boob theory.
I was thinking more like the gut. I don't recall the boobs so much, but yeah.
No. Okay, y'all are just you still haven't zoomed out enough to see what's going on here.
Okay.
All right. So once again, I gotta say what needs to be said right here, which is that there's some weird cabal of rites of passage at Hendrick Motorsports where to succeed Rick Hendrick, You must become Rick Hendrick. So
Uh,
Jeff Gordon is currently putting on 200 more pounds to become Rick
Oh.
Hendrick, and he's already starting. Rick Hendrick does the same sweater vest thing.
so it's like
Okay.
the Santa Claus, like the actual movie with Tim Allen, and he
Yes.
becomes Santa Claus and he puts on all the
It's
weight.
Santa
to be
Claus, Hendrick
Yeah.
Motorsports
Santa. The
style.
Hendrick Claus.
They
Oh,
tell you
wow.
to dress for the job you want.
Yeah.
Sir.
He.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Because Rick Hendrick, he's almost 80 years old, and he's overweight. Like, he could die like any moment.
Is he really? He's not that old, is he?
He's close
He's
to 80.
He's late
Good
70s.
Lord. Oh my gosh. I didn't know he was that. I mean, I know he's up there, but I didn't know he was that up there.
He
Gosh,
needs to lose
man.
like 70 pounds.
He does. I do worry about his health.
He already had leukemia.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's an interesting theory.
He's 74. I thought he was actually a little older than that. He's 74.
There you go. 74 years young.
That's still too old to be 60 pounds overweight.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I'd
not good
say
for your heart.
60's generous.
Yeah, he's
he
a big dude.
He probably could stand to shave off about 100. All right. Well, that's neither here nor there, except for the fact that Jeff has got to stop. He's tarnishing his legacy.
His wife is a supermodel, for Christ's sake. These
Yeah.
women have to have something to say about the way their men dress. I don't know.
Well, he better get his shit straight. That's all I can say. Him and Chase Elliott need to go to therapy. They can go to group therapy for all I care. Hey, shout out to Carson Hocevar, who ran his second straight Cup race, pretty much staying solidly on the lead lap the whole time.
Yeah, logging some good laps, making, putting some good shine on his resume for sure.
Ultimately, he started 21st, finished 20th. He ran at times a few spots better than 20th and was just solid. Didn't have a real big up and down day. And I think that's pretty, what's the word? Encouraging, given all the criticism Hocevar has taken for being a little wild and crazy behind the wheel. Like, he seems to be really just, doing a good job going out there and getting what he can from the car. And there is this whole theory, of course, of like the trucks being more like the Cup cars and than Xfinity, and Xfinity is just off in its own world. And so I do wonder, given that most of Hocevar's starts in the National Series or with trucks, like, is that helping him transition?
I would think so, but I think for him, in my mind, it's more like attitude mindset. So
Yeah.
him taking it down a couple notches and realizing who you're around, and you're essentially auditioning every time you step foot on the track. Now, it's not about like going out and winning the race and that whole slow down to go fast thing. Like, if he's embraced that and actually the mindset of like, I'm going to come out here, I'm going to do the best I can, take what I can get, and not make a fool of myself and not take part of the field out, right, and keep it clean, then those are good showings for him, and I think that's going to take him a lot further, right? So hopefully someone sounds like he's had some good mentorship along the way recently about like helping him be in that mindset. So it's obviously paying huge dividends already, even if the finish is flashy. That's solid. That's what you want to see out of someone like him.
Yeah, pretty. And so we're going to have, 3 rookies next year? We're going to have Josh Berry in the 4. We're going to have John Hunter Nemechek in the 42.
Didn't he do a full season once?
Yeah, he already did some. I don't remember how much, right? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I couldn't remember.
He did a full season, I thought.
Wait, so now John Hunter's driving. Is John Hunter driving the 42 next year?
Correct. Yeah, that was announced by Legacy Motor Club. Yes.
Yeah, but now Hocevar's getting a ride too, isn't he?
No. Question mark? Yeah. I mean, not that I'm aware of. Obviously, he would be in the hunt, and he's making a good case for himself. But no, there's nothing there yet that I'm aware of.
I'd be curious to see if somebody didn't just say, "Hey, come drive my Cup car next year."
They're just so hard to come by, though, right? Where's he going?
Doesn't Colleague need somebody?
No, didn't he?
Well, I thought Colleague was sort of looking at Zane Smith, but they don't have room for him, I thought, over there. Because Zane would be, in my mind, the next guy to move up. But where is he going? I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard Zane Smith come up a lot. It's like, and he's not been dominant this year in what he's been running. So it's kind of interesting with him. I was assuming Zane Smith would end up being a highly sought after rookie for this next year, but doesn't appear that way right now.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't know what Hocevar's situation is. I really don't know with him versus Zane versus any of them with the money they bring. You know what I mean? Because I know that's a big part of it too for a lot of them. Unlike Josh Berry, right, in that situation. So I don't know how much that's playing into it. So.
I think we'll see Hocevar in the 10 car.
Mm.
Although that would be going from Chevy to Ford, but
he probably likes bacon.
Yeah.
Assuming that stays with the car, of course, in the driver's seat.
I mean, somebody needs to drive that 10 car besides Eric Almirola.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see here. Well, Checky, I believe you probably have some headlines, right?
I do have a few headlines. Yeah. So, IndyCar has announced that they're going to put on a non-points exhibition race. It'll be on NBC this coming March with a $1 million purse to the winner.
What kind of race cars is this?
IndyCar.
Oh, IndyCar.
March? What track is this?
So is it basically like an all-star race?
Write that shit down, Willie, but I can check on it for you if you give me a minute. I don't remember where it was, but here it is. Let's see. Thermal Club. Don't ask me what the hell Thermal Club is because I don't know, but that's what it says.
Is that in America?
I just told you not to ask me, Willie. I'm just reporting. I don't know. You Google it while I do my headlines because you don't listen to them anyway. But you did listen, so good job. All right. I'm going to talk about Darlington for a second. The race got 2.29 million viewers last weekend, down a lot, or a bit from last year, rather. And I was really disappointed to read that it was 10th in ranking for, not for that day, but for the weekend. And it lost like it was 10th to 9 college football games.
What?
And they weren't up. Listen, I am telling you from a source that is reliable. It is Adam Stern is who I read that from. So I'm not kidding.
They lost the college football or 9 games?
Well, they were all watching UNC. That's what it was. UNC game was very interesting. They were watching Duke. They were watching, all kinds of stuff. Notre Dame. Oh, no, that was this weekend. Never mind. Sorry, we won't bring that up. What else do I want to tell you guys? Oh, I want to tell you that Bill Elliott is selling 330 acres of his land in Dawsonville to the town to help preserve it and a nearby watershed with endangered fish from commercial development.
Huh.
So I think that is nice, although he is selling it, so it's not like he's, donating it. So it's not totally, he's not getting anything out of it, but it is nice. It makes my heart feel good to know it's going to save some fishes and the land for the animals and stuff.
That's awesome, Bill.
It is awesome, Bill.
The government's going to screw that up. In 20 years, there's going to be a strip mall there.
Well, hopefully they can write it up in a way that it's not actually that terrible, but I guess we'll see. And I did want to read, and I'm not sure how Hoppy, I know how Hoppy feels about this in general, but I don't know. I know he's very all about these playoffs and chaos and nonsense. But this puts you in a difficult situation, Hoppy, because your driver, because of all the chaos and calamity, despite winning the regular season, right? Which I think is a point we kind of tend to overlook because no one cares because we only care about who wins the playoffs. But MTJ brought home the regular season championship, which says something about the quality of his season, right? And now he finds himself on the outside looking in going into Bristol. He says, anything can happen in these races, no matter how good you are or what you do right. Something like that can happen with your whole season on the line. It's a real shame. And I have to agree. I hate when someone has a stellar season and there's a hiccup that kind of totally ruins everything. So obviously I'm hoping he can bounce back from these couple of weeks, but it is a shame. I still can't help but be a purist, and I like that whole season trajectory rather than just a couple blips. But anyway, that's what I got.
Yeah, I mean, and I see the way you got the little Notre Dame digs in there, Checky.
I did not. I didn't want to bring anything up.
We're keeping our eye on you.
Sorry. No, I didn't have to. I honestly do forget from weekend to weekend what's what. So I'm lucky I know which race was this weekend and last weekend. Football, don't even ask. I definitely don't know when that's happening.
Oh my goodness. Well, Willie, are you still with us?
We got to do the race poll and the winner picks.
Yeah. Well, let's get on with it then. We got to figure out what are people going to say about this race. I have not been counterfeited on the Good Race poll. I have no idea what to say. Who the hell won this thing last time? Oh, that was Willie. Won Darlington.
Oh, so I got to go first?
Oh,
Yeah.
did he? Oh,
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, I listened
Well,
to
that's right. He always takes the under and gives me no room. Okay, go ahead, Willie.
I listened to Gluck, and I think Gluck took 79.5, and I thought that was a little low. I'm going to go 81.9.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the race itself wasn't terribly entertaining, but you had restarts, you had drama, and you had a 3-wide, pass for the lead with a popular winner there. And Hamlin lost, which I think is more popular. So, gosh, I felt like they were being too pessimistic. I felt like from a fan's perspective, how was this race? How can you say it was not as good as Darlington? Darlington was up there at 83.8. So I'm going to have to go 80. I'm going 86.2.
Wow. Oh, man.
Making it tough on Checky.
You are making it tough on me because I thought I had it not in the bag, but I was definitely going to have an easy pick. But as much as I don't want Willie to win, and I know we're up against the NFL now, but that shouldn't matter because theoretically people aren't voting if they're not actually watching, right? Is that a thing? So I mean, I don't know what people do these days. I will split y'all's difference. But Willie's been mean to me, so I'm not going to give him as much room. Whatever, Willie. I'm going to go with an 83.4.
Whoa, she split the difference. Ballsy. Willie, she took it 3 wide in the middle, and you know what?
What?
It still wasn't good enough for my guess because the current answer is 86.6, only 0.4 off of me.
All right, everybody, hurry up and vote no, for the next couple hours.
You got 11 hours left.
Boom. I only missed Daytona by 0.2. So that's 2 of the last 3 weeks here, dialed in. All right. Let's see here. So now we're going predictions, and I can't believe one of us didn't I talked about picking Reddick, but then I bitched out and didn't do it. I can't believe one of us didn't pick Reddick. But we can pick him at Bristol if we want. Willie, lead us off. You have been all year.
Give me Boucher.
He wants the repeat of the 17.
Okay.
All right. All right. Who am I going with here? I really have not put any quality thought into this at all. Shoot. And I really want Harvick to win, but I mean, I got to see that to believe it. Can Keselowski do it here? I don't know. He was looking good a year ago, wasn't he? It's so hard when they only race on the concrete track once a year. Gosh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna take Kevin Harvick to get it done in the 4 car.
That was solid. I know it's a little bit out there because you just don't know, but he's certainly done well there. Oh, that's a good pick, Hoppy. I like that. That was first on my list. I wasn't 100% sure I was going to say him, but that's okay. That's okay. I am going to go with, I'm debating between should I go with like someone who, like the first 2 winners of the playoffs, doesn't need to win, or should I just go and say, let's see what happens and if this guy's able to like lock in or do anything. So I really have, and I have not looked up who did what last time. I do remember the whole saga between Chase and Larson and Harvick and all that nonsense was really interesting. So I think I'm gonna go, and I don't, I don't pull for this guy, and I just don't. I'm not 100% sure he's even got a chance. But you know what? I'm gonna roll with just to make things interesting. FKB.
FKB it is.
Yeah, let's see. Just for the hell of it, why not, right?
Wow. Yeah, I was thinking about him too. I'm like ready to see somebody just like win that really needs it right now, and that's got to be Harvick.
Oh, for sure. I would love to see that. That would be awesome. I would be super. I would think that would be a hugely popular win, because it's been disappointing with their organizational performance that they haven't been as strong, to get him more realistic shots for wins. So I think that would be a feel good win for sure.
Yeah.
Even if you weren't like a big Harvick fan, just to appreciate I don't know, all of it anyway.
No, definitely. I have not picked the 4 car all year. He has only been picked, looks like 3 times or twice maybe by you, Checky, this year.
Well, good for me for believing.
Yeah.
And I would have picked him, I think, if you hadn't picked him, because he was first on my list. But that's okay.
Nice.
I do want to make sure we just super quickly talk about the truck guys. Eckes won. De Benedetto finished 3rd, but not good enough. He's out. Crafton's out. And Xfinity, John Hunter wins. John Hunter leads their playoffs. So we'll need to keep an eye on those guys. And they just clinched this weekend, and Kligerman made the field for playoffs, and that was a big deal for him. So they're all super excited about that. So congrats to him.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like John Hunter's gonna put the smack down.
It would seem so. He's gonna, some folks are gonna have to come out swinging. I mean, Hale's been good. Allgaier's been good. Barry's been mostly good. He's been 7th in points, which isn't amazing, but I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm still waiting for Creed's breakout because he's had a rough season. I feel like just kind of falling off a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'd like to see good racing as their season progresses. Should be good. They always put on good shows, so I'll keep an eye.
Well, I think we have covered the ground we needed to cover. Kansas is in the books, and we are going to Bristol, baby. And it's going to come fast, too, because we got racing on Friday night, right, with the Xfinity cars, and then Saturday night for the Cup race. I think this is...
Yeah. I think trucks are running ahead of that, aren't they? Don't they do a Thursday, Friday, Saturday this time of year for Bristol? I think they might.
Yeah, that sounds right. But I wish I could get up there to see the race, but that's just not in the cards for me this weekend.
I'm working on it. We'll see. Let me tell you, that place, not that it was well sold out, but that place was, oh man, the pricing is like, wow. Oof, it's rough.
Is it really?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I always like
Well,
the deal.
tickets for everything seem like they're crazy these days.
Yeah, it's a little regular price, like from the track is, and then forget about people's resale. I mean, they're a little crazy what they're asking. I mean, they're nuts. Don't even look at them. But yeah, so I mean, we'll see. I'm definitely it's a possibility, strong possibility, I think. But we'll see. I'm hoping.
We're gonna find out. 500 laps at Bristol is gonna churn at least a few people out. So that's the name of the game right now. Is don't get beat by Bristol. That's what everybody's thinking.
Right.
All right.
We'll see if my guy holds anybody up, any of the leaders up, because Ryan's going to be racing this weekend. That's another reason why I want to head out there. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll find out what happens. They'll settle it 500 times around that brutal place. And Willie, we'll be coming at you. You still awake?
I'm here. I'm watching the footballs.
We really appreciate your honesty, Willie. Not.
I heard the first series looked like he twisted his left ankle.
Yeah, I was trying not to say anything, Willie.
Who twisted his ankle?
Rogers is out.
Rogers is out for the season because of an ankle. No, I'm kidding.
That's just out of this game.
No, I was teasing because that's how football guys are.
And then the Bills, they got some guy. I don't know who's this guy.
I don't know what happened to their quarterback.
Oh, he's in there.
Is that Allen?
Yeah.
But they got two Allens. Good Allen.
This is something we'll clear up by next week's podcast episode, Willie.
We hope so. And I'll have forgotten about it by then. So y'all have to remind me.
Allen was shorter than that.
All right. Well, for Hoppy, Willie, Checky, we're signing out. Don't work too hard this week. We won't. And we'll catch you all on the backside of Bristol, baby.
We did it.
Let me see the track. Don't let them smoke in my way. That's what it takes to make a race driver stay. We have a